What's up guys, it's Captain Mountain Bike here, and we're going to be continuing our backyard builds today. Last time we were here, we built the whale tail, which has been really fun. We fixed up the landing, and that we need to like put some dust and stuff on it to make it smooth again, but it's rock hard. So that's not going anywhere. And right now, as you can see, we just did this to see like what the dimensions we want it to be, and we decided we're gonna have it 4 foot tall, 10 foot long, and then we're gonna have a wooden landing too, which we might do some things to like, you know, make it softer, like by putting like gym mats on it or something. But yeah, and then we're gonna have the landing, and then we're also gonna have a piece in the middle as a tabletop. So yeah, that should be pretty awesome. And now we're gonna unload the wood.
One eternity later.
So what we're doing right now is we're kind of just laying out on the ground like how long it's gonna be, how high it's gonna be. It's gonna be 10 foot long and 4 foot high. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing. We're just mocking it up on the ground just to see what it's gonna be like, pretty much. We're gonna be using 2x6s as our main framing, and then we're gonna be using these 2x10s as, what are we using them as? So we're using 2x6s and 2x10s for the framing. So what we're doing right now is we took a piece of string and put a pencil into the ground. We're using a 174 foot radius. It'll be 10 foot long. So yeah, those are the two lines we measured, or I measured incorrectly. There's the radius. Okay, so what we just did is we drew the radius, and then we lined up the wood where it's going to be with the radius, so we know what curve we're working with and where we have to put supports. So yeah, now it's day 2 of starting to build the jump. We had to have dinner yesterday, so it kind of cut off our building schedule. So what we're doing right now is we're just going to start assembling one of the sides. We got the 2x6 here, 10 foot long, and then we have our 4 foot plank here. It's going to go and it's going to create an L shape. So yeah, we're making the L shape now. Make sure it's squared and everything. Screwing it in. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're using 174-inch radius. We planted a pencil in the ground over here, tied a 174-inch string to it, and then we're using a right angle to make sure the pencil stays straight and drawing the curve of the jump. Okay, so what we just did is we completed the transition so it sits flush with the 2x6 we have at the bottom, and then almost one side. So yeah, and then we're gonna scab it together. And we have the frame for one of the sides, and we're gonna do the same with the other. So what we just did is we cut out the notch for the table part on the top, and then we're gonna take all of this apart and trace it for the other side. Okay, so the final step of the last side is
to not use that saw.
Okay, to cut, this was towards the bottom piece. We took it off to cut it flush to the ground, so we continue the curve and finish one side, and then we started laying out the next side. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we took it all apart and we're tracing all the pieces so we can do the second side. Okay, so we just finished cutting out the duplicates. We lined them both up, so there's 2 on each of these stacks. It's only 4 pieces per side, so far we've cut out 8 pieces. And yeah, tomorrow we'll probably tomorrow we're gonna build the sides together, put supports on them, and maybe plank it. Depends on how long the supports take. Safety glasses.
Check.
For safety. So that's pretty much how wide it's gonna be. And then we're gonna have a little bit of overhang on each side, so it's actually gonna be half a foot wider. So what we're doing right now is we're just adding the support, and you probably won't see the rest of that. We'll show you again once we start moving it into position. And now we've started first few planks, and then we're gonna move it over there. And then we'll finish planking it once it's in place. Okay, so it's now the weekend again. Morning time. We'll probably, yeah, we'll finish most of the backyard by the end of the weekend. So this will be exciting. Right now what we're doing is we're moving the whale tail over where we were gonna put the big jump, but then we realized that weren't gonna be able to see the whale tail if it was behind the big jump. So we're transferring over to where the big jump was gonna be. We already moved the takeoff, shoveling this dirt away that kept the stuff in place.
Too dangerous.
And then we're gonna have to destroy the landing. And then yeah, this is where we're gonna put the big jump. It's gonna be sick.
Aim for this.
So we just moved the whale tail out of the way. It's not completely done. We haven't destroyed the landing or anything. But we're just gonna put the takeoff where we think it should be, just to get a general feel and position the takeoff before we build the landing or anything. So now we're gonna start planking the rest of it. So we just finished planking the jump. We're gonna make this bottom piece dirt so it's not as bumpy. With the whale tail right next to it. And right now we're gonna start working on the landing. So what we're doing right now is we're taking these 2x12s and we're ripping them down so that and make them 2x8s, because that's what we're gonna use for, like, hold on a second. For this piece, like the piece that goes up and down. So yeah, what we just started to do is we started to stain them a different color, so it also protects against erosion and weathering, and it looks better. We still have to do the roll in though. And what we've been working on the woodworking area is the landing. It's just as long, just as high, but it's flat on the top. And I think it's the perfect steepness for a landing. So we just started destroying the landing we built for the whale tail. We're gonna build a wooden landing for the whale tail.
Oh, it's hard work. Oh, nothing.
So what we're doing right now is we're planking the landing. We put it really close just so we can ride it today, but we'll have to break and stuff into it. So this is what we have so far. This isn't where it's gonna be. This is way too small of a gap. It's probably gonna be like a 10-foot gap or something like that. This is only like a 2-foot gap. But we're almost done with the landing. We're just staining the last pieces of wood. I really like the color. The whale tail, we just need to put it in, and we're gonna build the landing for it.
Wow.
We're building the piece that goes in the middle to make it a tabletop. And then yeah, we'll be pretty much done for this video and almost done for the backyard trails, but we still have to build a wooden berm that wraps around or something. I don't know exactly what we're doing. We could build like a dual slalom berm, or we could turn this one and then have a hip jump at the end of it, which I think would be pretty cool. And then we could have a berm for this one. Okay, so a little update of what we've done so far. Roll in, 2-foot jump, dyed whale tail, got the takeoff, and then we just finished the landing. It's not gonna be that close, like I said last time. Yep, it's 5 feet wide, pretty long. It's a pretty flat landing, but it's also a pretty flat takeoff. It's like a launch ramp for farness. We're probably gonna end up having the knuckle of the takeoff like right here. So we moved him all the way together for the first test run, just so he can roll it if he wants to. And this is where the landing is gonna be permanently. And we filled the bottom up so it's gonna be really smooth transition out of it. And the takeoff this is the thing that's gonna be moving. It's probably gonna be a much bigger gap when we're done. And Sully is going to hit it. You wanna just roll up the lip and like fake it down just to get a feel of it?
Yeah.
Attempt number 3. Yep.